Na data we go chop.
Statistic we go chop.
This was a very repeated phrase in the 2023 general elections when the members of the All Progressives Congress tried to mock the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter, before bandying about various kinds of data denoting the poor state of Nigeria and how our future was really, really bleak.
Vietnam is less than 5% living in poverty. By the year 2000, China had nearly 500 million living in poverty.
Now, yesterday, the Senate has proposed a new national census, denoting that every projection done in the 2025 budget was made based on projections, estimates of the number of people we have in Nigeria, and no concrete or exact number of the kind of people we have in Nigeria to know who we are planning for. We don't know the number of males or females, the number of bankers or doctors, the number of lawyers or policemen or soldiers. We just don't have a national database and any reliable source of identifying who is in Nigeria, bringing to focus the importance of data. And today on Informed Perspective, we are looking at data and how important it is to Nigeria from an informed perspective. I am Ogwabo Emmanuel Chizoba. Stay tuned. In the 2023 general elections, Nigeria made it obvious that data wasn't important to them, as they chose a man who said it was his turn over a man who gave explicit data on how Nigeria can be saved, giving instances of Singapore, China, and India, and how they overcame poverty. Nigerians replied him by asking, "Na data we go chop." Now, the Senate has brought this particular issue to the fore, as they have argued that the 2025 budget seems unimplementable because we do not know the number of people we are planning for, calling for a national census, saying that it is compulsory that the national census must be held today, and we are asking vital questions. The census that was held in 2006, which is the one they are using to make projections, was it credible? A lot of stakeholders and commentators have said that 2006 census was marked by irregularities, as some stakeholders across regions, states, and local governments inflated figures so that they can use it to get more things from the state and federal government, because 20%, or as it is projected in the new tax law, that 20% of tax derivation is going to be distributed based on the population of each zone, as the case may be. Now, there was also an issue of people boycotting the 2006 census. Now, the question is, in the past 10 years or thereabouts, the integrity of Independent National Electoral Commission to conduct elections in Nigeria has been severely questioned, as almost all the cases have ended at the Supreme Court. So many people being very, very unhappy with the outcome of the judgment at the Supreme Court. Now, it begs the question, if we are to hold a new national census, what prevents it from being marred by irregularities? What prevents people and stakeholders at different zones, local governments, states, from inflating figures? What also prevents individuals who, as of today, do not believe in Nigeria from boycotting the exercise? And when we are talking about conducting a new national census, an approximate amount of 500 billion naira has been budgeted to the National Population Commission between the year 2022 and 2024, not accounting for the amount that has been budgeted for that particular commission between the year 2007 and 2022. What have they been doing with this money? Why haven't they been collecting the data of ordinary Nigerians as they are being done? Why haven't they been able to establish a national database with the amount of money that has been budgeted to them over the past 20 years? And the question remains, what have they been doing with all this money? And as we are talking about the National Population Commission, let's talk about the NIMC that issues the national identity number. Why haven't they been able to issue a national identity number to every Nigerian since they were established? Why haven't they been able to work out something important since the year 2014 that President Goodluck Jonathan launched the first NIN? From 2014 to 2025, the NIMC has not been able to capture every Nigerian. When you go to local government offices, they sit down there demanding that you give them money for fuel before they can capture you, when they have the mandate to go around Nigeria and capture every Nigerian. And they too have been taking in billions of naira every budget cycle to capture Nigerians, and we do not have a standing database, such that Nigeria has 5 different means of identification, from NIN to BVN, from BVN to PVC, from PVC to passport, international passport, from international passport to driver's license. Which means that we have been spending billions or even trillions of naira on various agencies meant to simply capture the data of the ordinary Nigerian, and then we are still proposing that we are going to have a new national census so that we can have data upon which we can make plans. How serious is Nigeria? And another important question is, if Nigerians chose a Milocon over data because no be data they go chop, is it really important for us to spend another set of hundreds of billions or even trillions to conduct a new national census, instead of just giving us that money make we chop, since no be say na data we go chop? Now this question why they ask on top informed perspective. Now me be Over the Great, and I like this with the end today's episode.